Welcome back to Leading Like Her, a signature series where we honor bold, brilliant women of the Bible and we remind you that what's inside of them is also inside of you. I am Markea Janay, founder of Naw Greater, and I need you to hear this today. You can't knock down what God stood up. That's what my shirt says. You can't knock down what God stood up. Look, when God places you somewhere, no one can replace you. And oftentimes we think we get knocked down and we're like, man, how am I going to make it? But when God puts you there, nobody can block it, okay? When God promotes you, no one can demote you. I don't care who it is and what authority they think they have. When God puts you there, that's it. And when God stands you up in purpose, no attack, no hater, no plot, no insecurity can take you out. So here's the setup, and this is who we're talking about today. We're talking about Esther. That's right, Esther. Esther had a divine setup, divine positioning. Esther wasn't supposed to be a queen by man's standards. Check this out. She was an orphan. She was a woman. She was a Jew in a foreign land. But what did God do? He did the inevitable. He elevated her. He positioned her. He covered her. And just as he did it for Esther, he will do it for you. Look, we are that girl and we are leading like her. So this is what I need you to know. In Esther 4:14, it says, and who knows whether you have not come to the kingdom for such a time as this? For such a time as this, you have been chosen. Now, Esther is much like Deborah. She didn't chase the crown, but she walked into it. Deborah didn't chase a platform, but she had one. Now, with Esther, when the enemy came for her and her people, she didn't shrink. She didn't step back. She stood up, not with a sword, but with strategy, fasting, faith, and favor. When you lead like her, you have to have strategy. You have to stand on faith, and you have to know that God's favor is with you, and fasting is the icing on the cake. You see, the enemy had a plot, but God had a plan. Haman, who's the enemy in this case, Haman plotted to destroy the Jews. He built gallows to cut off their heads. He really wanted to take out Esther's cousin Mordecai. Sorry. He thought that his position gave him power, but this is what we truly know: only God gives power. Okay, you cannot knock down what God stood up. Come on, somebody. See, the king couldn't sleep. Why? Because God's hand was at back. The scroll reminded him of Mordecai's loyalty. God's hand did that. Now, Esther, she was granted favor. Now, she was granted something that I like to call unmerited favor, because when she entered into the king, she wasn't invited, but she knew she had to have that meeting with the king. Everything the enemy was building to destroy her became a setup for God's victory. Okay, check this out. Sometimes we have divine positioning, right? And divine positioning is greater than human promotion. Esther didn't campaign to get the crown. Her personality brought it to her. It wasn't her looks, because she was an orphan. Yes, she was beautiful, but God ordained it. Esther didn't campaign for it. God opened a door, right? He favored her. So favor did the rest. Here's the other thing. Esther was obedient over fear. She knew. She said, if I perish, I perish. That took courage. And that was purposeful. She knew going to the king unannounced or asking him for something could lead to her demise. But she said, you know what? I gotta go. I have to see the king. So your enemies can't cancel God's assignment. All right. Those same gallows that Haman had built, he ended up dying on them. Right? What he set up for somebody else's failure was his demise. So here it is. You are the answer to a crisis. For such a time as this, you the key, you the plug. Esther wasn't just cute, she was called. And so are you. You don't need to fight, okay? You just need to stay where God placed you. You need to rest in your divine assignment. No one can unseat what heaven has already sealed, okay? Heaven has already sealed you. It's already a done deal, sis. So this is what I need you to do. Wherever you are underestimating your placement, stop second guessing it. You're meant to be there for such a time as this. Where you are forgetting where God stood you up, I need you to remember, right? God put you there for a reason. And then I need you to drop in the comments, I'm standing where God placed me and nobody can move me. Now, tag a woman who needs this reminder, because we always need these reminders that you can't knock down what God stood up. I'm here for such a time as this. I was built and made for a purpose. I am called to lead. And because you are called to lead, I need you to subscribe and follow and stay connected with this Now Greater community, because this is only the beginning. Your purpose is too real to be shaken. Your voice is too powerful to be silenced. So you're going to lead like her because, again, you're that girl. And you are positioned, right? You are positioned and you are too divine to be doubted. That's right. You're too divine to be doubted. So stop doubting yourself. And so I thank God that you're able to stand up. And I thank God that he's standing you up in purpose, because he's giving you the desires of your heart. So this is just your reminder. And let me give you one more. Let me remind you of one more thing. You don't need to chase crowns. You just need to obey God. Like Esther, this is my prayer for you. Like Esther, God, give us boldness in the face of fear, clarity in times of confusion, and strategy when warfare rises. Lord, I declare no plot, no lie, and no enemy can knock us down, can knock down what you have ordained. So Lord, let us walk in our assignment with confidence, because we are called and we are covered. And it's in Jesus' name that I pray. Now, sis, that's it. You got to be like Esther. You got to stand on business. You have to know what God stood up, can't no man knock down. But if the time comes where you may perish, stand on it, because God's going to see you through. Don't be afraid to walk boldly into what he's called you to, because again, can't no man knock down what God stood up. I'm your girl, Markea Janay. Until next week, be blessed.